I finally seen the Stranger Things Tales from 85 first season, and it's not good.
No shit.
If this was like an Elseworld thing in the Stranger Things universe, and they chose to tell the story in this format, meaning animated rather than live action, I'd have been cool with it. And if it wasn't the main characters, it was a different adventure with new characters we got used to, I'd have been cool with it. Especially if, you know what, if they did like a Goosebumps or Erie, Indiana vibe in the Stranger Things world, but with different characters, I would also be down for that. What sucks about this is, especially after the lackluster season 5 and season 4, I thought season 5 would redeem what they messed up in season 4, but it made it worse for me. Till this day, I keep saying the best seasons for me in all the Stranger Things seasons is 1, 2, and 3. 4 and 5 are non-existent to me. So when this was announced and they were saying, oh, it's going to be in between season 1 or no, I think it's in between season 2 and 3. I was like, so how would you explain whatever new monsters you introduce into this animation? How would you explain why we don't see them in the live action side of things? Because you're saying this story occurs between season 2 and 3. So how come we don't see any new monsters in season 3, 4, and 5? And spoiler, blah, blah, blah.
What?
Let's try that again, shall we? Spoilers ahead, by the way. Spoilers ahead for this season of Stranger Things Tales from 85. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1.
You have been warned.
So what sucks about this is the new creatures they introduce don't show up in the live action season 3, 4, and 5.
What does that mean?
And there's a particular episode where the new creatures or the mutated creatures that they introduce in this telling or in this tale, the major one, the big boss one, opens the gate back into the upside down.
What?
They end the first season, this season, with the creature making it. I think L crushed it, and there's a part of it that died in the upside down. But after the body disintegrated, something grew from it, like a flower grew from it. And I was like, well, I guess that's just for fun, just because. I didn't even think anything of it. I just thought, okay, they just did it for fun. That's it. Then I think a week after I finished the show, they made it official that they had already given the go ahead for season 2 that's going to be dropping later this year. So I don't understand what they're trying to do, why they're having to squeeze it in between season 2 and season 3 of the live action Stranger Things, because the creatures that are in this show, we most definitely do not see them in the live action. And they would have to explain it in the second season. I wonder how many more seasons they plan to do. I thought this was just a one-off and that was it. Just like a fun project for Stranger Things. Like I said earlier on, I'm fine if they decided to do it as a side quest thing with different characters, or even if you include the main characters, the experience of, but you still have to explain it in live action why they never mentioned the side quest that you've animated. No one asked for this.
Mm-hmm.
I would do a weird thing of I would introduce a live action show first. I would give it the world and the premise. Then I would also let you guys know, hey, with this world I've created, I'm going to be telling stories in this universe in live action format, animated format, and then some stop motion, and maybe 1 or 2 comic books. And I don't have to do that. If I feel like I want to have fun with the different mediums of telling stories in this universe that I've created, I'll let the audience know. But to just give us 5 full seasons and, whatever story or reason you give us to say, oh, you already had this animated idea since season 1, it still doesn't make any sense, because you still chose to, unless you say you paid for it and the studios paid for it, and we need to make our money back. I don't even know how you're going to explain it, but already it doesn't make sense that you're saying this story occurs between season 2 and 3 of your already completed show, and you released this animation or animated series after your show was completed. So I was already thinking to myself, as the episodes were progressing and the creatures were evolving more and more, They were looking nothing like what we're used to. I was like, yep, that means something is either going to happen in terms of their minds get brainwashed or they get mind wiped by some, I don't know, overarching FBI, CIA, secret organization crew that covers up the whole thing. That's why we never get to see the remnants of whatever monsters are in this animated series. That's why I never get to see the remnants in the live action season 3, 4, and 5. There were also some cool elements, and one of the highlights, or two of the highlights for me, was definitely the use of Elle's power. And this is what I'm saying. The inconsistency is crazy. She felt OP at some points in this animated series, whereas from season 3, 4, and 5, 3 she was really strong actually. 3, Elle was serious, man. In season 4, they definitely nerfed her powers. 4 and 5.
You ain't lying.
Definitely nerfed her powers from season 4 and 5. In season 3, she was epic. I mean, in season 2, she was floating, so you have to peak it. Season 3, she did a great job for me. In terms of extraction of powers, you can push it for sure. But with this animated series, they made her OP at some point. Like, she was tearing apart trees and launching it into freaking super, what do they call those things? Liquor stores, whatever it's called, or supermarket. And I think it was liquor store. I think it's called liquor store. I think I could be wrong. But even that too, there was no follow-up with that. There was no freak accident. And she displayed her powers outside of her team as well. She displayed her powers in one, I think in an office where people didn't see her using her hand to move stuff, but they saw things that they would have to find a way to explain that. That's why I was saying, okay, maybe in season 2 or for however long they plan to run this series, they might need to have some huge team come in and MIB everyone's head. Whoever's had a weird encounter, who has memories of weird creatures, they have to MIB everyone's head. Otherwise, you'd have to explain how we don't see the remnants of these creatures in the season 3, 4, and 5, and why they never mentioned the adventures that they had. Even the new character that they introduced, she's already in the trailer, this big girl. She was fun. Now, if this thing was a game, I'd definitely play it because it was very colorful. It was bright. It reminded me of the recent animated Ninja Turtles movie that they dropped.
That's right.
If we had never seen the live action Stranger Things, and this was the first time we were getting to see this world and we're experiencing this world through the animated medium, I wouldn't be as excited as I was for the live action. Because the first season of Stranger Things is immaculate. Absolutely immaculate. Even if they chose to just do that one season and that was it would still be an epic show and enjoyment, and you still have people talking about it and looking forward or hoping for season 2. And I feel season 2 was a decent follow-up enough for the first one, but I feel season 3 feels more like a season 2 to me, even though I still enjoyed 1, 2, and 3. But I feel 1 and 3 were just action-packed enough for me. So if this was our first time ever experiencing the Stranger Things world through the animated season that they just dropped, I don't feel it has had the same kick as the live action show did, obviously. But if you're saying this is in between season 2 and 3, you still need to keep some element or the same element of season 2 and 1 and 2 in this middle side quest story you're telling. And for them to launch a season 2 or to green light a season 2, I really didn't understand. I thought they were going to just end this one limited series run or whatever with a mind wipe or an MIB, thing. Whatever you guys experience, you will never remember it. Even with Elle's power as well, because, dude, I just couldn't understand how you're going to make them go through this whole adventure and none of them has ever referenced or brought up the adventure once in any way, shape, or form. And it's impossible to do that because this was already greenlit while season 5 was almost done. It's not something I would look forward to watching. Like, even with the announcement of season 2, I'm not like excited to see where else they're going to go. I'm going to watch it, but it's going to be with zero excitement.
Damn, you ain't lying.
Almost everyone had plot armor, whereas other characters were catching strays when the monsters were doing whatever they were doing.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
There is zero need for this animated series. Zero. It's not like, oh, it fills in the blanks here and there. We always wondered what happened to this character. So this animated show fills in the blank on this character, gives us the backstory for this one. Zero need, zero reason, zero purpose. And then they have the balls to say they've greenlit season 2. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I'm down with them if they say they're going to carry on the Stranger Things franchise, but with different new characters. Maybe some Scooby-Doo gang or, I don't know, nerdy gang here and there. Cool, whatever. Even if it's teenagers or if it's young adults, like in their, I don't know, what, early 20s or mid 20s, I'm down. As long as you make it scary, it's tense, you give the same vibe. If you want to remove the psychic power of anyone there, no one has powers, or maybe someone has mind reading or someone has prophetic visions. I don't know. But if you want to, I feel you can merge Erie, Indiana and Goosebumps. Give me the Stranger Things world, but spice it up or add elements of Erie, Indiana and Goosebumps, and I'm down. New characters. Have the balls to give us new characters, not some weird side quest story that's in between 2 and 3. But the season 3 never references this side quest adventure and the new character you included as well, with parents or with parent. I'm like, dude, what are we doing? What are we doing? And the adventure, on paper, it's cool, but how it's executed, especially through the animated version, I'm like, nah. Again, if this was a different cast, different crew entirely, I still wouldn't have the same excitement that I had for the live action. I wouldn't have it for this. Even it's a standalone cartoon, for example, is introduced as a new story in the Stranger Things universe. I would watch it, but not with the same excitement that I had for the live action. Not at all. I mean, I'm more excited for Erie, Indiana and Goosebumps than I would for this. But if it was live action, maybe everything that happened, if it was live action with a different cast, different crew in the Stranger Things universe, I'll be down for it. I'll be down, because then you don't have to explain, well, how come they experienced this and none of them remember this and the new character, and I was just thinking, someone needs to come in and mind wipe everyone, and even that becomes tedious. But they made Elle really strong in this one, stronger than her season 4 version in season 5, and this is when she was a girl, stronger.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
So those are the only 2 things I enjoyed about it, is the use of Elle's power, or the proper fun uses of Elle's power, and the new character they introduced as well. She was fun because she had gadgets and she was really into nerdy stuff and geeky stuff, and she was different. The whole, nerdy, weird, ADHD, quirky, introvert, whatever, all the amalgamation of all these different attributes. Those are the only 2 things I enjoyed about this cartoon. Anything else is like my brain, every time things were occurring, I'm like, dude, you guys are pushing past your story. What word am I looking for? The web of stories you've already told. Now it's almost like you're trying to rewrite the stories in this animated version, but you can't capture the same you know what? I'm done. So one last time, we didn't need this Stranger Things Tales from 85 story at all. If it was a live action, different cast, and everything that happened in this animation happened in live action in the Stranger Things universe, but with a different crew, I'll be down for it. I would definitely be down for it. Maybe make it PG or rated, I don't want to say rated R, but PG, and let everyone know it's going to be gory. And maybe you make them older.
You serious?
Some stories need maybe a little older characters, but then you'd probably limit it to a particular audience. So I don't know. Anyways, that's my review for Stranger Things Tales of 85. Let me know if you've seen it already, if you liked it, if you enjoyed it. I definitely did. I didn't enjoy it. I was just watching it to finish it. And I'm still shocked. You greenlit season 2 for what freaking reason?
You are mean.
We didn't need this one. And then you had the balls to say, oh, by the way, season 2 is coming out. It's coming out this year. Even if you said it was coming out next year, why do we want a season? Who asked? Let me know if you're happy with this, if you prefer this over the live action.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
The time that they spent to make this season or this show, they could have put that same energy into something else worth our while. Maybe an anthology series in Love, Death, and Robots, or do an anthology series in the Stranger Things universe, a one-off story. No need to do a season 2, season 3, season 4, season 1. Just one-off, limited edition or limited run. These are the gangs. Some live, some die. Done. That would be so cool. But anyway, that's me done. I have, of course, been your one and only multipotentialite, neurodivergent host.
Kosmic Jedi signing out. Thank you for watching.